In this video, I will show you how to use the Salesforce command line interface to manage your user credentials to your Salesforce orgs. So on a PC, you can access your command line by hitting Window key R to open up the run window, and then type CMD, which stands for command. Then your command prompt will open, and if you've followed the trailhead module to set up your Salesforce CLI, you should have access to the SFDX command, Salesforce Developer Experience. So if I type SFDX, I should get a list of possible commands. So if you look here, the one we're interested in will be the force topic. So all of our commands will be within the force topic. So if I type SFDX force org list, it'll show me a list of the Salesforce orgs that I've already logged into using the Salesforce CLI. And here you can see I have 4 different Salesforce orgs that I can access. So I'll show you how to add another Salesforce org to this list. So what we can do is we can go to our trailhead, open up our list of orgs, and in this list you can see I have one called SFDX demo, and this is the domain name. So I'm going to grab that, and from here I can say SFDX force auth web login. This will open up a login window in a browser that I can use to log in using my user credentials. So this is the Resilient Shark domain, and I've got my password already. Now that we're logged in, we can go back to our command prompt, and now if I run the SFDX force org list, we will see there's another entry in this list. You can see the Resilient Shark username at the top. Now, normally you would want to log in and give the username an alias because no one wants to type their name at some long generated domain name. So in order to do that, when you log in, you use the -a parameter and give it an alias. So in this case, we'll say DX demo. And we'll log in again using the same domain name. And now that we're logged in, if we go back to our list, we should see that it has an alias now. Yes, you see at the top, our Resilient Shark username now has a DX demo alias. This means, so if I go here and close my browser, this means if I were to log back into my computer tomorrow or next week, I could come into here and say, I want to open the DX demo Salesforce org. I could say SFDX force org open -u for user DX demo. And that will open up a new browser window already logged in to the DX demo Salesforce org. you can already see how this might be a quicker way to get directly to a collection of orgs that you have on Trailhead, in a dev hub, in a production org. Any org will work with this method. As you have more and more orgs, eventually you want to clean some of them up, disconnect from some. So this is the command you would use to log out of one of your orgs using the alias. You would say sfdx force auth logout, and then you give it the username, or in this case the alias for the username, which is dxdemo. The CLI will prompt you to make sure you actually want to log out of the Resilient Shark domain, or the Salesforce org at the Resilient Shark domain, and you'll say, yes, I do want to log out, and now you've successfully logged out. So if we then list our orgs, and by the way, when I pop these commands up like this, I'm hitting the up arrow on the keyboard to cycle through the commands in the command line window. So this makes it a lot easier as you're doing the same commands over and over again. So if I were to go back to the sfdx force org list command and hit enter, I will see an updated list of the user credentials and orgs that I have connected to. And you can see in this list, we are no longer connected to the dxdemo Resilient Shark Salesforce org. So now you're saying, Mitch, I do all my work in Visual Studio Code. I don't want to open up a separate command prompt to run my Salesforce CLI commands. Great. So I'll show you how to run the same commands in Visual Studio Code. So let's close our command window here. Open up VS Code. And we can go up here to the terminal menu and say New Terminal, which is the equivalent of opening a command prompt. There are some slight differences here. This is a PowerShell command prompt. You can see the PS in front of it, but all the same Salesforce SFDX commands will work. So if we go in here and we type SFDX force org list, we should see our same list of 4 connected orgs. And there we are. There's our same 4. Now, if I were to run the same commands here, sfdx force auth web login, and give an alias dxdemo again, it will still open up a browser window prompting us for, oh, whoops, it's not you. It's only you after you give it the alias. It's -a for alias. So this should still give you the login prompt on the website to log in to whichever Salesforce org you want. We'll stick with the same Resilient Shark org that we've been using. And we're logged in. So that means we can go back to our terminal window within Visual Studio Code, run, hit up arrow to find our previous execution of the org list command, hit enter on that, and we'll get an updated list of our connections. And there we are. In future videos, I'll show you more interesting things. From here, you have the ability to pull files that represent custom objects or custom fields or flows or page layouts into Visual Studio Code and then deploy them to other orgs. But that's another video for another day.